These are the best attack strategies for every Town Hall level. Each attack will be broken down so you can improve your 3-star success. Starting with Town Hall 8, we have the Zap Dragon Army. This is a simple yet strong option that will work no matter the base. First things first, you want to start off with the lightning spells. 4 lightning is all that you need to remove an air defense, and you're only able to get rid of 2. So try to get rid of 2 that are being covered by an air sweeper. This is then going to allow you to start setting up funneling with any dragons that you might have. A CC dragon is perfect in order to help you set up the funneling, while also using your Barbarian King and any other dragons as well. Having his spiky ball is incredibly nice since it can snipe down an air defense if you're lucky enough, but it is not necessary as you'll have enough dragons to swing through. But you want to make sure that you are sending in your dragons right behind the air sweeper. There's never a reason to why you want to fight the air sweeper. So always make sure to have your dragons moving in behind it so you're able to both deal with the enemy CC and you're able to clear through. No matter if there is a defensive king or defensive queen, you will more often than not have a ton of dragons alive. They really don't need any spells after the lightning spells have been used, and you'll be able to deal with both the clan castle and a bunch of these defenses in absolute no time, making this a must-use strategy here at Town Hall 8. As for Town Hall 9, we see the Witch Slap strategy. This is a super strong spam army that Town Hall 9 has access to as you want to take advantage of moving across the base with your jump spells. So what you're going to want to start off with is a bit of funneling. Using 1 golem and around 3 witches is more than enough on 2 different sides to create funneling. On this particular base where it's more of like a square design, you really can go in from absolutely anywhere. This way, what you're able to do is send your Barbarian King, Archer Queen, and of course, your witches, golems, whatever else you have left, along with your CC bowlers to start working in. Having a few wall breakers there allows you to really enter into the base, and using your jump spells throughout, you are able to push everything in, from your bowlers to your Barbarian King and even your Archer Queen. This should allow you to have a lot of coverage with witches on the flanks of the base, while the tanks and the damage dealing heroes can work throughout. Having the earthquake boots allows you to open up the base further for your heroes, allowing you to have a lot more flexibility with your attack and able to easily overwhelm defenses with all of your witches, the heroes, and the bowlers for great success in easy 3 stars. Town Hall 10 sees the Hog P.E.K.K.A. strategy. This is my personal favorite army at Town Hall 10 as it uses a strong hero dive with P.E.K.K.A.s and super wizards to smash the core and multiple defenses before letting your hogs clear through the rest. As for this attack, I recommend starting off with a few P.E.K.K.A.s to create a bit of funneling. This attack strategy mainly wants a few P.E.K.K.A.s to move in, but you're using the Barbarian King and Archer Queen to start working your way into the base. Keep in mind that the Wall Wrecker is being used here because this is the only other ground siege that you have here at Town Hall 10. So you can use earthquake spells in order to make sure that the Wall Wrecker takes less shots to actually hit through walls, but then that way it allows you to have a really nice push in with your Barbarian King, whether he has Spiky Ball Earthquake Boots or Giant Gauntlet and Rage Vial, while the Queen can get massive value underneath a Rage spell. Having Super Wizards within the CC will also help clear even more structures thanks to their chain attack. Once you've cleared a good chunk of the core, however, it's finally time to spam in the rest of your Hog Riders. You should try to clear as much splash damage as possible with your heroes so you don't have to worry about them with your Hog Riders, such as removing the Inferno Towers. This allows you to use your heal spells mainly over things like Wizard Towers, Bomb Towers, and mainly Giant Bombs so you can get the most success. Overall, you do just want to make sure that you are using your heal spells slightly ahead of them so they'll get the full benefit of the healing while they move between defenses. Otherwise, you should be able to clear through plenty of defenses, having any free spells of the sorts to stop splash damage defenses, and as long as you have cleanup from the wizards or archer or whatever, you should be able to 3-star more often than not. With Town Hall 11, the Zap Witch is by far the best choice there. This is mainly due to only having 2 Inferno Towers, making it much easier for any Town Hall 11 to steamroll through any base by removing them with lightning and letting your witches run free. Now with Zap Witches, you mainly want to start off with 4 lightning spells and 1 earthquake spell. This is enough to remove an Inferno Tower from the map, so this should be done twice, one for one Inferno and one for another, even if it's single target. This then allows you to spam in your witches and create a bit of funneling with 2 golems on either side. This allows you to then have your 3rd ice golem, followed by the king, Queen, Log Launcher, and Grand Warden to start working into the base. This is going to allow you to open up the walls, allowing your King and Queen to enter in, which is pretty important. Using your Barbarian King's Earthquake Boots early will enable your heroes to actually start following into the base, followed also by using the Warden's Eternal Tome to keep everything protected as they move into the core. Any other spells like Rage that you might have will also be very beneficial to any troops that you have, including a Super Yeti within the CC. Otherwise, you should be able to have more than enough witches on the flanks, helping you clear out defenses and buildings, while allowing your main portion with your heroes and any CC troops to really cut through the core aspects of the base and allow you to very easily 3-star without any issues. Town Hall 12 brings us to the Super Witch Smash. Contrary to popular belief, Fireball is in fact still good at lower town halls, but will usually depend on the amount of value you can get around the desired compartment. Now with the Fireball Super Witches, you do want to make sure that you are using your Fireball in an area where there are some pretty compact defenses, like in this case with the Eagle Artillery. Just be sure to use your invisibility spells over close by defenses so you're able to send the Fireball in while using 2 earthquake spells. This is going to clear out a nice section of the base, allowing your Warden to set up great pathing. On the other side, you should run the Siege Barrack in order to actually cut into the base and allow your Super Witches to really smash through the rest. Having a balloon to look for any Seeking Air Mines early, along with the King and Queen, will provide enough value and support for you to start moving your way right into the base. Having any additional balloons allows you to keep your healers protected as you slowly enter in. Now keep in mind, Town Hall 12 also has access to an Ice Block spell. And whether you are dealing with a ton of damage already on something like your Barbarian King, you can use an Ice Block spell to keep everything frozen. Not only that, but they do get increased healing since they're not taking as much damage. This allows you to use your hero abilities a little bit later on, such as the Barbarian King, in order to open up the base a little bit further, allowing you to get plenty of defenses down while also using a jump spell for the back end. This allows your Super Witches to absolutely smash through the base while just jumping over walls and easily clearing through. You just need to make sure that you're using the Ice Block mainly over the Barbarian King or over the Super Witches as well to keep them topped off and protected, allowing you to get very easy 3-stars no matter what. Town Hall 13 sees the Royal Champion Charge Dragons. This is one of the strongest and most common options in the game from this point on. You can even use this along with the Lavaloon Puppet as long as you know what you're doing, that is. Now obviously for a strategy like this, you want to start with the Royal Champion's Rocket Spear. This is going to allow you to clear defenses early on from a safe distance while being able to set up pathing for your Royal Champion Charge. I do recommend using your invisibility spells every 4 seconds in order to get the best value possible. And as you move between buildings, don't be afraid to turn certain defenses invisible to keep your Royal Champion targeting them while not actually targeting them, since they will be taking damage from the Electro Boots. Otherwise, you just need to make sure that you are keeping this Royal Champion alive as you work through. You should be able to create a really solid funnel from this, as it allows you to get plenty of great value by just using invisibility spells and the Royal Champion. Other than this, you should for the most part be able to then move on to the Archer Queen, where you can run her giant arrow and action figure in order to clear any air defenses, but also create a bit of funneling with the siege barracks with the Archer Queen. This is going to establish one side of your funnel so you can deal with the enemy CC and you won't have any issues. Obviously, on the other side, we need to use a few dragons to cut off the funnel for our main dragon push to move in. We do want to have a lava hound to soak up any traps, as it will allow us to use an ice block spell in this position in order to help clear through. This is where then we can use our minion prince and the Grand Warden's ability in order to protect everything as we go through the Town Hall Poison to really get great value. From here on out, you can use your Prince's Dark Orb and Henchman Puppets to look for additional Seeking Air Mines while slowing down defenses, making it much more simpler to clear through bases with ease. Obviously, you can also run the Ice Block spell with the Lavaloon Puppet instead of the Eternal Tome. This can actually still work as well, and I've had great success with it between Town Hall 13 and Town Hall 17, making it a very good option if you want a side grade and you're kind of bored with the meta. As for Town Hall 14, we have the Mass Super Hog Army. With how strong Royal Champion charges are, this army can easily get your heroes in for value, so your Super Hogs have free reign to the rest of the base. Now for this attack strategy, we want to mainly use the Royal Champion charge to create a bit of funneling. Typically with the Rocket Spears, this will allow us to clear defenses and create a bit of better pathing for our Royal Champion charge as we work in, especially since we don't have the Spirit Fox. We can then use our invisibility spells every 4 seconds in order to keep her alive while moving between defenses. We don't have to worry about turning defenses invisible since they'll still take damage from the Electro Boots, but as you work a little bit deeper in and you have exhausted all of your invisibility spells, be sure to recall her out. We're going to be using her later, so we want to have the Hero Dive go in next, with the Archer Queen being able to clear out trash buildings, and a Yeti to provide a little bit of support in terms of controlling your heroes into the base is the name of the game. Having your Barbarian King, Archer Queen, and of course the Ice Golem, this will allow you to be sure to get plenty of great value in the process while you dive in. Obviously, having an Earthquake spell will open up the walls a little bit quicker with the Log Launcher and allow you to possibly even take out certain defenses with a few less log hits. This allows you to use the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots in order to do plenty of damage while your Queen is being able to deal plenty of damage of her own along with the CC. This then should clear a large section off the base, giving you time to use your Grand Warden, Apprentice Warden, and Royal Champion to support your Super Hog Riders. Obviously, I do recommend using your Eternal Tome and Healing Tome as you go through any type of Town Hall Poison, so you can just avoid all of that unnecessary damage and you can very easily smash through the base with your Hog Riders. Just make sure that you do have some form of cleanup. So while your Super Hogs are moving between defenses, having healing spells in order to keep them alive, you do want to make sure that you've got the Wizards and any of the Hog Riders or any of the Super Riders themselves to help clean up the rest of the base, allowing you to prevent any time fails in this strategy and allowing you to easily 3-star no matter what. Town Hall 15 sees the Fireball Super Yeti Army. This is merely one version of the Super Yeti Army that can take full advantage of the power Super Yetis have while smashing through any base. Now, for this attack, we want to mainly start off with the Warden Fireball, and since this is quite simple, we can clear an entire compartment with this since it is level 24, where we can clear multiple different structures. Just be sure to use your invisibility spells over the closest defenses so you're able to send the Fireball in for great success. Otherwise, you just want to make sure that you are able to clear through a few buildings for funneling and then allowing you to send in your Super Yetis. The Archer Queen in this case is going to be used to funnel the Super Yetis in, so you're able to have a really large push as you work into the core. Obviously, you do need to make sure that you use a few balloons to look for any Seeking Air Mines, but you will also be running the troop launcher in order to make sure that you are able to get plenty of value from your healers by protecting them. An Ice Block spell can also be perfect in keeping your Super Yetis and any heroes that you have in there alive as you work in. Having a few balloons will allow you to soak up any Seeking Air Mines, making things a lot easier. Over on the back end, you can have your Royal Champion with her Rocket Spear in order to help clear through the Town Hall and other defenses, while your Super Yetis are smashing through with rage spells galore in order to help them smash through the entire rest of the base. Having the jump spells towards the back end will allow your Super Yetis to get even more value and allows you to just overall 3-star way more consistently with them, as you have a ton of power along with a Root Rider and Ice Golem within the troop launcher itself in order to get plenty of support for you to have a very strong strategy at that. With Town Hall 16, we have the Fireball Rocket Loon Furnace Army. This is by far one of the strongest attacks, while also being one of the hardest to use, as it separates the Warden Charge and Hero Dive to clear value. Now for this attack, it can be a little bit confusing, but let's simplify it. Mainly, you want to start off with the Grand Warden. He is just going to be walking, but I do recommend running 1 or even 2 furnaces. This is going to allow you to clear out buildings, especially trash buildings, much quicker thanks to the damage over time that the fire mites do. Otherwise, you just want to make sure that this Warden is going in the right direction and clearing out defenses around him. This should allow you to send the fireball deep into the base, which is the name of the game. You want to make sure that you are getting as much value from that fireball as possible. So this should allow you to then use a few invisibility spells, especially on some of these close by defenses, in order to make sure that you are able to send the fireball right the way in and remove value. Typically, getting something like the CC and the Eagle Artillery is obviously always going to be great, but if you can clear a Rage Spell Tower too, that's even better value. This allows you to then just allow your Warden to kind of walk around the base without any issues, but you can also still have your Hero Dive to work itself on the other side. So your Warden is going to be charging on one side of the base with any Ice Block spells to provide support for him, especially like how we did with sending the Fireball in, so we can actually be safe and secured for once. Obviously though, we want to make sure that we have the Siege Barrack in order to help provide a little bit of funneling while our King and Queen move in towards the Town Hall. So while the Warden is continuing his charge, the King and Queen can start smashing through the inside of the base, using the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots to open up even more, while the Archer Queen is doing plenty of damage. Having super minions from the CC allows you to have a ton of flexibility while being able to do plenty of damage from a safe distance. Obviously, having an Ice Block spell for the Warden on the back end will help keep your Prince alive, and your Prince charge will get great benefits from it. Obviously, from here, you've got your back-end Royal Champion and back-end Rocket Balloons in order to keep everything protected and allow you to just smash through defenses towards the back end. It's really that strong. Obviously, you do want to make sure that you're using your furnaces throughout the attack with your Warden charge to basically keep them distracting defenses while doing plenty of damage to them for 3 stars. As for Town Hall 17, we have Itsu's Minion Prince Root Rider strategy. By far the strongest option in the game currently due to how good Root Riders are, while also being incredibly flexible with equipment. Now for this attack, we're going to be starting off simple with a Royal Champion charge. You should have knew. This is just such a strong way to start any attack. Typically, I recommend using your invisibility spells every 4 seconds for the best value, as you'll be able to get plenty of defenses down while creating a bit of padding for your main push to really dive in. Obviously, you do want to make sure that once you've exhausted all of your invisibility spells, you recall the Royal Champion back into your army. This is where then you have the Archer Queen with her Magic Mirror and action figure in order to create a bit of funneling for your main push. This will allow you to use any Ice Block spells over things like the Giant to keep everything protected while the Root Riders are working in. Obviously, we do want to make sure that we have the Root Riders, the Minion Prince, the Queen working in, so we're able to start moving our way into the core with the Troop Launcher to protect our healers. Along with this, we want to make sure that we're using the Eternal Tome and Healing Tome to keep everything protected, while also having the Minion Prince's Dark Orb and Henchman Puppets to slow down defenses, especially towards the outside of the base. This is then going to really allow us to clear through the entire rest of the base, having just enough Root Riders underneath the healers to keep them alive, while doing plenty of work clearing through heavy defenses like the Ricochet Cannons. This should, for the most part, allow you to clear all the defenses towards the back end of the base, whether that is the Fire Spitters or some Expos or even Wizard Towers, etc. You have a lot of different options in order to help clear through the base, and for the most part, having the CC Super Valkyrie can definitely come in clutch, especially in attacks like this, where having that back-end rage can be very critical. Other than that, it's just such a strong strategy that is absolutely worth using. Hopefully each army here helps you improve your 3-star success with the tips provided that any Town Hall level can use. However, be sure to check out my Royal Champion Charge guide if you want to improve your attacks with it.